Hello! Thank you so much for taking the time to step on your mat today. This class is a 40-minute power flow that is focused on building strength and flexibility for rock climbers. But if you are not a climber, no worries, you can still benefit from today's heart and hip opening flow. We'll get started today in downward facing dog. Take your time to settle into your first down dog of the class, maybe the day. Any little movements that you need, you can pedal out the legs, maybe shake the head yes and no. Maybe shift the weight forward and back. Eventually making your way to stillness. See if you can maybe bring the gaze between the heels, feet about hip width distance. Soft bend in the knees as you lengthen the hips up and back. Begin to bring a little more awareness in towards the breath as you inhale deep through the nose. For this first one, open mouth, let it go. Again, full breath in. Full breath out. Maybe this time lips are sealed, ujjayi breath. Slight constriction in the back of the throat. Begin to build up some heat, build up some texture in the breath. Then as you're ready, we'll inhale. That right leg will lift. You can bend your knee, maybe stack your hips, create some movement here if you'd like. Eventually, we'll straighten the right leg. Take a full breath in as you lengthen that right heel up and back. On your exhale, we'll crunch in knee to chin. Inhale, sweep it back three-legged. Exhale, knee to nose. Breathe in, sweep it back. And exhale, knee to forehead. Can you empty the breath? Inhale, three-legged. Extend that right leg back. This time, we'll step the right foot forward, high crescent lunge. And pausing here, take your time to get out any little wobbles. You can bring hands to hips to start or any other arm variation. And see if you can really root down into the feet, maybe take some pulses, create a little movement as you maybe sink the hips a little deeper. Engage strong through both legs. This time we'll take a bind. So interlace hands behind your back. See if you can squeeze the palms, shoulders together. Maybe find a little back bend as you draw the knuckles down. Lift your heart, maybe lift your gaze. Pause here for a breath. On your exhale, humble crescent lunge. Begin to bow forward. Knuckles either lengthening towards the back wall, up overhead, or maybe even towards the top edge of the mat. 3 breaths here. Stay strong through both legs. Can you draw your right hip back in space? One more full breath in. On your exhale, release the bind, ragdoll, feet together. Hands can maybe come to the mat. Option, you can take another bind, let the head hang heavy, you can pedal out through the legs, maybe shake the head yes and no. And 2 breaths here. We'll make our way to Malasana. So heels in, toes out. You can bring your feet out a little wider. On your exhale, sink the hips, hands can come to prayer. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. This time we'll plant the hands, pivot the toes, step right foot back, then left, meet at high plank. Pausing here at the top of the plank, can you press the floor away, draw the belly in towards your spine. Then you begin to pull the shoulder blades apart as you begin to draw the belly in just a little bit more. And take another full breath in. On your exhale, option to lower knees, chest, chin, or high to low plank, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing or cobra. And exhale, downward facing. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, this time left leg will lift. You can bend your knee, maybe stack your hips, stillness or movement on this side. Eventually we'll meet 3-legged dog. Straighten the left leg. See if you can energize through that left heel. On your inhale, maybe lift a little higher. Exhale, crunch in, knee to chin. Inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Breathe in, 3-legged, extend your left leg back. On your exhale, crunch in, knee to forehead. Can you empty that breath? Inhale, sweep it back. And step it forward, high crescent lunge. First time on this side, to make adjustments through the feet as you need. You can take some little movements, some pulses. Option, bring hands to hips to start. And maybe sink the hips a little deeper. We'll find that bind. Switch the cross of the thumbs, so crossing the thumbs the unfamiliar way. Squeeze palms, shoulders together, open up through the chest as you draw the knuckles down. Take another full breath in. And on your exhale, humble crescent lunge, begin to bow forward, knuckles either working towards the back edge of the mat, maybe up overhead. 2 breaths here. And can you draw your left hip back in space this time? One more inhale. And on your exhale, release the bind, ragdoll, feet together. Second set, you can maybe take something different or maybe the same variation. You can pedal out the legs, let the head hang heavy. Take your time, make your way second set malasana. Heels in, toes out. Yogi squat, bend your knees, sink your hips, hands and come to prayer. 2 breaths, breathe in. And breathe out. Full breath in. Full breath out. As you're ready, plant the hands, pivot the toes. This time left leg steps back, then right, high plank. Meet here at the top. 3 full breaths. Again, draw your belly in towards your spine. Press the floor away, strong through the core. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more full breath in. Full breath out. This time on your inhale, point your toes, shift your weight forward. Exhale, come down, low plank. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Breathe in. And breathe out. Full breath in. Full breath out. This time on your inhale, right leg will lift, 3-legged. On your exhale, bring your right knee towards your right shoulder. Hold here, option to lower the left knee. Or if you're with me, we'll exhale, slide your right knee to tap your right wrist. Inhale, slide it up, maybe up towards that right shoulder. Exhale, slide it down wrist. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, sweep that right leg back. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. This time that right knee comes across over towards that left shoulder. Stay, or on your exhale, slide that knee down towards the left wrist. Inhale, slide it back up. Exhale, bring it down wrist. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, sweep it back, 3-legged. And step it forward, high crescent lunge. Take your time, inhale brings you up to standing. Take a little pause here. We'll take that same flow, we'll begin to add on. So interlace hands behind your back, squeeze the palm, shoulders together, open up through the chest. On your exhale, bowing forward, humble crescent lunge. Pause here, see if you can inhale, draw your knuckles back, bring your chest to a hover. Here's the change. This time, 1-legged mountain, release the bind, left leg in towards the chest. Inhale brings you up to standing. And take a little pause here, find that stability through that right leg. Can you root down strong? Maybe lift your left knee to around hip height. Keep drawing your belly in towards your spine, tuck your tailbone down. Press down as you inhale, lengthen up through the fingertips. On your exhale, eagle pose, left leg over, left arm under. Take a little pause here. Can you squeeze towards the midline? Reconnect with your breath. Root down strong to your standing leg. And then maybe bend your right knee, sink your hips a little deeper. 3 more breaths. On your inhale, maybe lift your elbows up to around shoulder height. On your exhale, maybe bend your right leg, sink your hips a little deeper. You can play with the gaze, maybe bring your gaze up past the fingertips. Take another full breath in. Make the choice to stay for the exhale. Inhale to unwind, unravel. Plant your feet, Tadasana. Pause here for a breath, full breath in. Full breath out. As you're ready, press into the feet. Inhale, lengthen the arms high, maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. On your exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing, and breath out, downward facing. Full breath in, full breath out. Other side, inhale, this time left leg will lift. Exhale, bring your left knee towards your left shoulder. Pause here, maybe lower the back knee, or on your exhale, slide that knee down to tap the left wrist. Inhale, bring it back up, left shoulder. Exhale, slide it down, wrist. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Breathe in, sweep it back, three-legged. Exhale, knee comes across over towards your right shoulder, hold, or exhale, slide it down, wrist. Inhale, slide it back up. Exhale, wrist. Last time, breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, sweep it back, three-legged. And exhale, step it forward, high crescent lunge. Inhale brings you up to standing. Find a little pause, root down into the feet, finding that stability. Make your way to the bind, switch the cross of the thumb, squeeze palms, shoulders together, open up through the chest. On your exhale, bowing forward, humble crescent lunge. Inhale, can you bring your chest to a hover? Here's that change, release the bind, one-legged mountain. Right leg in towards the chest, inhale brings you up to standing. Take a moment, root down strong to your left leg this time. Can you press down, maybe lengthen up through the fingertips? On your exhale, can you relax shoulders away from ears? One more full breath in. On your exhale, eagle pose, right leg over, right arm under. Take a moment to root down strong to your standing leg. Really squeeze towards that midline. On your inhale, again, maybe lift elbows up to around shoulder height. Exhale, bend into your left leg, sink the hips a little deeper. Keep drawing your belly in towards your spine. Can you tuck your tailbone down? Maybe lift your gaze. And exhale, maybe sink the hips just a little bit deeper. Inhale to unwind, begin to unravel. Plant the feet, Tadasana. Breathe in. And breathe out. Press into the feet. Inhale, lengthen the arms up high. Maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, folding forward. Breath into halfway lift. On your exhale, plant the hands, reset. Optional chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Breathe in. And breathe out. Full breath in. Full breath out. We'll take this, we'll add on. So on your inhale, that right leg will lift. Exhale, right knee towards that right shoulder. Pause here. This time we're going to straighten your right leg. So kick that leg over towards the right. On your exhale, rebend. Two more times. Inhale, kick. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, kick. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, sweep it back, three-legged. Full breath in. Full breath out. This time that right knee comes across over towards the left elbow, stay, or inhale, kick. Exhale, rebend. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale, kick. Exhale, rebend. Sweep it back, three-legged dog. As you're ready, step it forward, high crescent lunge. Inhale brings you up to standing. Once again, find a little pause, reconnect with your breath, root down into the feet. Make your way into the bind, interlace hands behind your back, squeeze palms, shoulders together, open up through the chest. On your exhale, bowing forward, humble crescent lunge. On your inhale, can you bring your chest to a hover? Here's the change, warrior three on the exhale. Begin to shift your weight forward, strong on the right leg. You can release the bind if you'd like. Left leg begins to lift. Working your way towards that capital letter T. Strong through both legs. Can you press a little more into your right leg to lift your right hip up, square your left hip down. Engage through both legs strong, so really press into your left heel. Engage the spinal muscles as you inhale, reach the crown of the head forward. Option 2, airplane the arms. Can you squeeze the pinky, shoulder blades in towards one another, create a little more space across the collarbone. One-legged mountain inhale brings you up to standing. Take a little pause, find that stability. Can you lift your left knee just a little bit higher? Eagle pose, left leg over, left arm under. Two more breaths here. Can you squeeze towards the midline, bend into your right leg? Inhale, maybe lift elbows up to around shoulder height. Exhale, sink the hips a little deeper. Inhale to unwind, Tadasana, release the feet. And on your exhale, mountain pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Malasana, heels in, toes out. You can bring your feet out wide, bend your knees, sink your hips. 3 more breaths here. Option for crow pose if that's in your practice. You can plant the hands, bring your knees in towards your triceps. Maybe begin to shift your weight forward a little lighter on the toes, or maybe you take flight. One more full breath in. Option to shoot the legs back, chaturanga, or step back, make your way to downward facing dog. Inhale to upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next breath, inhale, that left leg will lift. Exhale, left knee over towards that left elbow. On your exhale, kick. Inhale, rebend. 2 more times. Exhale, kick. Inhale, rebend. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, send the left leg back. Step it forward, high crescent lunge. Inhale brings you up to standing. Again, take a little pause, root down into the feet. Switch the cross of your thumbs, take the bind behind your low back. You squeeze palms, shoulders together, draw the knuckles down as you open up through the chest. Exhale, humble crescent lunge, bowing forward. Keep drawing the knuckles towards the back edge of the mat. On your inhale, can you bring your chest to a hover, get your chest up off your left thigh. Here's that change, warrior 3. Strong on the left leg, right leg begins to lift. You can keep the bind or release, maybe take airplane arms. And press strong through both legs. Can you stay active through that right leg as you press into your right heel as if there's a wall behind you. And you're using that leverage to inhale, create a little more length along the spine all the way through the crown of the head. One more full breath in. Full breath out. One-legged mountain. Right leg in towards the chest. Inhale brings you up to standing. Find a little pause. Find some stability into that standing leg. As you're ready, eagle pose. Right leg over, right arm under. Squeeze in towards the midline. Bend your knees. Sink the hips. One more full breath in. Stay for the exhale. Maybe sink the hips a little deeper. Inhale to unwind. Make your way to Tadasana. Plant the feet. Full breath in. Full breath out. Second set, Malasana. Heels in, toes out. Bend your knees, sink your hips. You have the option again for crow pose. You can plant the hands. Bring your knees in towards the triceps. Begin to shift the weight forward. Keep drawing your belly in towards your spine. If you're in that crow, take another full breath in. Full breath out. One more inhale. On your exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Breathe in. And breathe out. Full breath in. Full breath out. On your next breath, bring your gaze forward past your fingertips. You can begin to lift your heels, tiptoe the feet in a little closer, bend your knees. Option here to take some frog kicks or maybe work your way into handstand. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. Feet together, forward fold. Meeting at the top of the mat. Feet about hip width distance, or you can bring the big toes to touch, heels slightly separated, setting up for a chair pose. On your inhale, we'll lift up to halfway. And exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose, keep your arms high, hips low. Take your time, see if you can reach down into the 4 corners of the feet. Gazing down, making sure you can see and wiggle those toes. Hands can come to prayer, or maybe you extend arms up overhead, biceps by the ears. Can you spiral the pinkies in towards one another? Create a little more space through the shoulders. Maybe lift your chest, lift your gaze. This time, hands to heart center. As you inhale, lengthen through the chest. On your exhale, twist right. Hook that left elbow around the right thigh. Breathing here. Stay strong through the legs as you inhale. Can you lengthen through the crown of the head? Exhale, draw your right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. We're going to make our way into revolved crescent lunge. So you can gaze down at that right foot to help give you a little more stability. Left leg begins to lift. Step your left leg back. Keep your twist. Revolved crescent lunge. Stay with the breath. As you inhale, see if you can create length through the crown of the head. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. Right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Maybe lift your gaze. One more inhale. Warrior two on the exhale. First time here, so you can take some pulses. Maybe flip palms up towards the sky, invite a little more ease into the shoulders. As you're ready, extended side angle. Reach the right fingers forward, exhale, hinge. You can bring forearm to thigh. Option for some movement through that top arm. If you'd like a little extra core challenge, you can extend the right arm forward towards the front edge of the mat. And then maybe that left arm reaches up overhead, both biceps by the ears. Reach through the fingertips. Wherever you are, left shoulder back. Can you spiral the right shoulder under? Maybe lift your gaze. Peaceful warrior, press into the feet. Inhale to reverse. And on your exhale, take that breath all the way down. Chaturanga. Option to float the right leg for a three-legged vinyasa. Inhale lifts you up. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, bring your gaze forward past your fingertips. You can bend your knees, begin to walk the feet in a little closer towards the top edge of the mat. Lift your heels. Option again for those frog kicks if you'd like, or maybe handstand. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. As you're ready, feet together, forward fold, top of the mat. Begin to set the feet for our second set of chair. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana chair pose, sweep your arms high, hips low. Keep drawing your belly in towards your spine. Can you tuck your tailbone down? Inhale, maybe lift up through the chest, maybe lift your gaze. Exhale, shoulders away from ears, sink the hips a little deeper. One more full breath in. And stay for the exhale. Hands to prayer. This time we'll twist left. Hook that right elbow around the left thigh. On your inhale, can you create length through the crown of the head? Exhale, open your chest over towards the left. One more full breath in. Stay for the exhale. Take your time, revolved crescent lunge. You can bring your gaze over towards that left foot for a little more stability. Keep your twist, stay strong on the left leg. Begin to become a little lighter on the right toes, either step back or one big step back, revolved crescent lunge. Stay in the twist, deep twist, so inhale to create length. Exhale, twist. Can you press a little more into your right heel? Maybe lift your right hip up to square it forward. And on your inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. One more full breath in. Warrior two on the exhale. 3 breaths here, any little movement, some pulses, or maybe stillness. And take your time as you're ready, extended side angle. Reach the left fingers forward, exhale, hinge, forearm to thigh, maybe fingers hover over the mat. Option for some movement here through that top arm. You can take some circles. If you took that extra core challenge on the other side, you can extend the left fingers forward. Maybe top arm reaches up overhead, biceps by the ears. Wherever you are, right shoulder back, left shoulder forward, maybe lift your gaze. 2 more breaths. One more full breath in. Stay for the exhale, maybe sink the hips a little bit deeper. Inhale to reverse, peaceful warrior. And on your exhale, ride that breath all the way down. Chaturanga, you can flip that left leg this time, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. Inhale. And exhale. We'll put that all together into our full standing flow. So as you're ready, inhale, that right leg will lift. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Stay here, option for hurdler's pose. Breathing here for 3, 2. Inhale, sweep it back. This time knee comes across, fallen star, straighten the right leg, left arm begins to open up. Maybe you hover the toes, maybe you find a bind. 2 more breaths. Can you press as you lift? 1 more full breath in. Plant the hand, sweep it back 3-legged. And step it forward, high crescent lunge. Inhale brings you up to standing. Take a little pause here as you root down into the feet. Take your time, take the bind behind the low back, squeeze the palms, shoulders together, open up through the chest as you draw the knuckles down. On your exhale, bowing forward, humble crescent lunge. Inhale, bring your chest to a hover. Warrior 3 on your exhale, shift your weight forward. You can release the bind, maybe airplane arms this time. 2 more breaths. Can you find that capital letter T? Keep drawing the belly in towards your spine. Strong through the spinal muscles as you lengthen the crown of the head forward. 1-legged mountain inhale brings you up to standing, left leg in towards the chest. Take your time, eagle pose. Left leg over, left arm under. 2 more breaths here. Can you squeeze towards the midline? Bend your right leg, sink the hips a little deeper, create some compression through the midline. Inhale to unwind. Plant your feet, Tadasana. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. On your inhale, lengthen the arms up overhead. Maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Full breath in. Full breath out. This time, hands to prayer if you're not already there. On your inhale, create length. Exhale, twist right. Hook your left elbow around your outer thigh. Breathe in, create length. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper, sink the hips a little lower. Revolved crescent lunge. Shift your weight over onto the right leg. Send your left leg back. Keep your twist. Pause here for a breath. Can you press more into your left leg to create length? Exhale, twist right shoulder over, left shoulder under. 1 more full breath in. Warrior 2 on the exhale. Take your time, extended side angle, reach the fingers forward, exhale, hinge. We have about 4 or 5 breaths here. Option to explore half bind, full bind, or maybe bird of paradise, if that's in your practice. If you're making your way into that bird of paradise, you can bring your gaze over towards that right foot. Begin to step your left foot forward. And shift your weight over towards that left leg. Become a little lighter on the right toes. Stay here, or maybe press a little more as you lift. Inhale brings you up to standing. Then option to straighten the right leg. 3 more breaths here wherever you are. Breathe in. And breathe out. Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. Last breath. Inhale. And exhale. Take your time to unwind. Inhale to reverse. And on your exhale, ride that breath all the way down, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Right other side, inhale. This time left leg will lift. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Stay here. Option for hurdler's pose for 3, 2. Inhale, sweep it back. Knee comes across her right elbow. This time fallen star. Straighten the left leg. Right arm begins to open up. Option to hover the left toes, maybe explore bind. See if you can press down, lift your hips, open up through the chest. One more full breath in. Plant the hands, sweep that left leg back, three-legged. Step it forward, high crescent lunge. Inhale brings you up to standing. Take a little pause, root down into the feet, reconnect with your breath. Finding your bind, switch the cross of the thumbs. Squeeze palms, shoulders together, open up through the chest. On your exhale, humble crescent lunge, bowing forward. Inhale, bring your chest to a hover, parallel towards the earth. Warrior 3 on your exhale. Take your time as you shift the weight forward, maybe release the bind. You can take airplane arms. Strong through both legs. Can you square your right hip down? And press a little more into your right heel as you energize the chest forward. Create a little more opening here across the collarbone. One-legged mountain inhale, right leg in towards the chest. Extend the arms up overhead. Maybe the gaze follows. As you're ready, eagle pose. Right leg over, right arm under. Take your time, 3 more breaths. Can you squeeze towards the midline? Bend your left leg, sink the hips a little deeper. One more full breath in. Stay for the exhale, maybe lower the hips. Inhale to unwind. And exhale, feet together, Tadasana. Full breath in. Full breath out. Chair pose. Set your feet. Bend your knees. Sink your hips. Inhale, maybe extend arms up overhead, biceps by the ears. Breathe in. Breathe out. Draw your belly in towards your spine. Tuck your tailbone down. If you're not already there, hands to prayer. On your inhale, create length. Exhale, twist left, right elbow around that left thigh. Pause here for breath as you inhale. Exhale, left shoulder over, right shoulder under. Taking your time, revolved crescent lunge. Bring your gaze over towards your left leg. Stay strong in the left leg as you shift the weight over. Step your right leg back. Breathe in. Breathe out, maybe twist. One more full breath in. Stay for the exhale as you bring it all the way out. Inhale. And warrior 2 on the exhale. Take your time, extended side angle. Reach the fingers forward. Exhale, hinge. Option for some circles through that top arm, half bind, full bind, or bird of paradise. If you're taking those bind variations, can you draw your right shoulder back, left shoulder forward? See if you can stack shoulders over one another. Bird of paradise, you can step your right foot forward, become a little lighter on the left toes, and maybe come up to standing, maybe extend the left leg. Wherever you are, choose to stay. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Full breath in. Full breath out. Take your time. Inhale to reverse. Peaceful warrior. Full breath in at the top. On your exhale, take that breath all the way down. Chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath, inhale. And open mouth, let it go. On your next breath, we'll bring your gaze forward past your fingertips. We're going to make our way onto our back, so you can bend your knees, option to jump through, or you can step through. Eventually, we'll lower the hips and come all the way onto our backs. Take a few breaths here. You can draw the legs in towards the chest, maybe find a happy baby. Setting up for our back bend. We'll take one back bend today, option for bridge or wheel. As you're ready, we'll bring your feet about hip width distance. Hands can be by your sides, or maybe arms extend up overhead if you're taking your wheel. When you're ready, press into the feet. Inhale, lift your hips. 4 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Stay strong through the legs. Breathe in, breathe out. Ujjayi breath in, Ujjayi breath out. Last inhale. As you're ready, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Release all the way down. You can plant your feet, windshield wiper the legs side to side. Release through the low back. When it feels okay in your low back, you can draw your legs in towards the chest. You can draw circles with the knees in either direction, or maybe find a happy baby. Eventually, we'll take a twist. Legs can fall over towards the left, maybe gaze over towards the right. Any favorite twist that you like? Just trying to keep both shoulder blades grounded. 6 breaths here. Taking your time as you're ready, you can come back through center. Any little movements that you need to release. No rush to get there. Eventually, legs will fall over towards the right. You can bring gaze over towards the left. 6 more breaths. Take your time. When you feel about even, you can come back through center. Any last little poses or movements that you need to finish out your practice? Eventually, we'll make our way into Shavasana. You can extend your arms and legs out long. Maybe close the eyes. And take a moment to reconnect to land here. Notice if you hold any tension in the shoulders, the jaw, or the forehead. And with your next exhalation, can you make the choice to let something go? And all together, we'll take a full breath in. See if you can fill up through the belly. Feel the ribs expand, chest lift. And open mouth, let it go. We'll be here for about a minute. If you'd like, you can choose to pause the audio here if you need a little more time. Otherwise, if you're with me, I will bring you back into the space when it is time. You can choose to stay here as long as you need. If you feel ready to come back to the surface, you can take a full breath in and to empty the breath out. Begin to notice the chest rise and fall as air brings movement back to mind and body. If it feels right, you can draw legs in towards the chest or maybe extend arms up overhead. Take your time. You may choose to roll over onto either side and take a few breaths there. And keeping that stillness with you, eventually we'll make our way up into a seat. You can bring hands to heart center, maybe keep the eyes closed if you'd like. Take a moment to pause in the stillness that you've created for yourself and extend a sign of gratitude towards yourself, towards your practice, and to this day. We'll close our practice with a single breath. Take a full breath in and open mouth, let it go. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today, and I hope to be with you next time you're on your mat.